Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and this week we have an exciting one. This is the 2022 Ford Bronco Raptor.
It's the biggest vehicle I've ever seen.
Yes.
It's so massive. It's so massive that it had to be, this isn't just to be a typical Raptor person either.
No.
We had to put it over the curb onto the grass in order for it to be able to give us
Fit.
Enough clearance to get into our garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is important.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to test out the feature in case you're coming into a Starbucks parking lot and there might be a curb in the way for you to get through the drive-through.
Yes.
Then you need to know that you can safely and easily get up over it. And these 37-inch tires do help with that.
They do. Those are massive.
Properly
Shiny.
shined on the side. It honestly looks like they gave us a new set of tires. It's pretty impressive. For this being an off-road vehicle, this thing's remarkably clean.
Yeah.
They must have spent a week cleaning it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you haven't driven it yet.
That is true.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm letting you drive it first.
Oh, so you don't get into any trouble.
Right. So we've definitely seen the Bronco here at Daily Motor before, but this one is fun because it's very orange.
Yes.
It's got nice, would you consider that to be Alcantara in the seats?
Yeah. Yep.
Alcantara inlays in the seats. Let's climb up in here. Oh, big heave. Ooh. And in the back, it does feel like a Bronco.
Feels like a Bronco up here too.
If you have amnesia and you forget where you're sitting, you can look up front and see the word Bronco, letting you know that you do indeed reside in a Bronco. Don't think there's too much point in showing you too much about the inside of the vehicle from the back because this thing is all about the powertrain and its off-road capability. So I'm gonna hop up front with Mr. Brower and talk about this. But
you
first,
want to get it started up?
Yes, let's get a start up. And could you pop the hood as well, please?
Yes.
Before we start it up, let's hop out and take a look at this 3-liter twin turbocharged V6 cranking out not a ton of horsepower, but it should be exciting. 418.
Look how far above you I am.
You are giant up there. It's Big Chris. And
I want to see the engine.
It is kind of a mess of wires and intakes, but I'm assuming that Ford knows what they're doing. Maybe that's a little bit of a bold assumption on my part.
No engine cover.
Made in Romania. You'd think they do a little bit better job at hiding.
That's confidence inspiring, actually.
Yeah.
All of the bits that are made in Romania, just really, you look under here and...
Built American tough, I guess.
Yeah.
In Romania. Ford Performance. Okay, all right. Well, let me hop around the back and let Chris start it up. We'll hear what this little 3-liter sounds like.
Little 3-liter. You ready?
The gas cap's kind of cool. No, I'm checking out the gas cap. Okay. Can't even see the... Oh, there they are. They're underneath on that side.
Ah. Yep. So, Charlie, to start it, I need the key.
Oh, that's it. That must be a feature with the Bronco.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh.
Ooh, okay. That sounds kind of cool. Actually sounds pretty good. How is there no grab handle
Sounds like
right
an
here?
EcoBoost from up here, a regular EcoBoost.
It sounds a little cooler than that. Alright, some aircon on us.
Goat modes. We're going to leave it in too high.
Too high for you.
On the street.
Check our departure off this curb. You can barely feel it. It's good.
That's what this car is for.
Yes. Curves.
I should have just driven left, actually. Why did I even drive off of the curb? Okay, so does the GOAT mode, does that include sport mode as well? Yes, it does. Okay, so we have snow, ice, tow haul, except I can't see any of the drive modes because the seatbelt thing is still up. Normal, off-road, Baja, and rock crawl.
Yeah, the Raptor models on first the F-150 and now this,
But
they are a little bit more for Bajaing.
There is an important button here on the steering wheel. Exhaust.
So we have normal,
Baja
sport,
exhaust.
Baja, and presumably a quiet in there as well. Oh no, Chris, is for off-road only though. Proper.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Not quite a Wrangler 392, but it does have some character.
turbo noise.
Yeah, I noticed
hear
that
that?
too.
Like,
The smaller EcoBoosts make some fun turbo noises.
Yeah,
The
they
bigger
do.
ones you don't really notice so much.
let's try manual mode.
Chris is a manual mode enthusiast.
I do like manual mode. I know you in the Topher, you don't really use manual mode that much.
He does more than I do. I'm almost always
You
automatic.
love automatic
Yeah.
transmissions.
I'm not a big
Pedals
fan
react
of the
pretty fast.
slurring between the gears, but
Yeah, it should give you a little
pop.
or just some sort of a noise to.
so you can disconnect the sway bar, you can lock the two diffs, and of course traction control off. I presume we'll be keeping that on for this intro drive.
This is hilarious. It's a hilarious vehicle.
It really is.
Not as hilarious as the Wrangler 392 under first impressions, but
Right.
it's still quite hilarious.
Sorry if you all are disappointed. Here's your toolkit.
Why is this
presumably.
now
Or is that your manual? Oh, I think it's your toolkit.
Raptor information?
How funny would it be if instead of telling you about your vehicle, I just told you facts about dinosaurs?
That would be funny. Downshift sound cool. I think instead of vehicle information, it's Raptor information.
Yes.
Because it isn't a vehicle, it's a Raptor.
Right. That's what they're
You
implying.
can go Raptor status.
Very normal. Boy, you can really be an ass in this car. Which is what Raptors have always been good at. The original F-150 Raptor just encouraged you to be a tool bag, and this seems to be following in its footsteps. Will Chris get an uninterrupted oversteer? It looks like he will.
You gotta go in pretty slow with this thing.
You do have a pretty wide wheelbase, at least.
Yeah, but big old all-terrain.
Oh.
That was all understeer and stability control. That was quite a noise there.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
quite a seal, yeah. I'm curious how this sounds from the outside. Why is the fan going so hard? Do you notice that?
Yeah, it's on
one.
fan speed 1.
Fords do that. Fords blow the Maverick is the same way. When you have fan speed 1, it accosts your face with air.
What are the odds it lets you hit, dude, okay. Visors and Broncos are the best. What are the odds it lets me hit rev limiter? Probably not very high.
Hey, look at that. Proper. Ron would be happy. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Neat.
I mean, the real test is going to be off-road. I mean,
Yeah, but realistically, most people are gonna drive Bronco Raptors on the street.
yeah, we need to take this to Silver Lake, though. I think Silver Lake would be where it would be the most fun.
Part of me agrees. Another
Rather
part of
than
me would be
Hollyoaks.
worried about rolling it.
Really?
Yeah, because the short wheelbase and everything compared to a truck. You know, a truck's a little bit more stable. This is so high and tippy. I'd just be a tad worried about trying to turn and being like, oh, there you go.
I guess so. On the sand.
I think Hollyoaks would be a good place for it. We'll have the little road course plus the crawling. But yes, I mean, Silver Lake would be pretty neat. The dunes.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
I think I am.
The viewers are ready.
Are they?
They see the POV.
Chris, I want to point out one thing.
That is the biggest item ever created.
Lots of plastic cladding.
Yeah.
Lots of adventure gear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the shocks under there. They're bright orange.
Shocking.
Different taillights on this, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Big Raptor badge. KO2s, of course.
I have to say, and maybe this is just a bit of confirmation bias, but this Bronco feels better put together than some of the recent ones we've had. It just feels a little more proper inside here.
Does the regular Bronco have paddle shifters? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either.
I don't think any of them do. So this is the first one with paddles. I think you
Cross-stitching.
shift the regular Bronco with a little on the shifter, like
Yeah,
a little
I think
plus
you're right.
minus, both BS.
So what do we have here? Were you in normal?
I was in normal mode. Yes, I don't even think I was in sport mode.
Okay.
straps.
Seatbelts are on. Why are they so concerned with that?
I think it's in case you roll it.
Ah, good call. Told you that was a thing. The steering wheel feels nice. It's kind of narrow, or like small.
It's a
like
nice material. It's feels like a nice leather, which is uncharacteristic for Ford, actually.
Yeah.
Because this is like more of the smooth leather instead of textured. Okay. You know, it would have been okay if you tapped the curb there.
It would, yeah. Should we
You
try
should
it?
just be driving over there.
All right.
In a quarry.
So we have a steering button, sport, normal, and comfort steering. Let's go comfort. And we have the exhaust, which of course we need in Baja. Quiet, normal, sport, Baja. And then we need dampers in sport. And then the R button. What does the R button do?
That's
R again to enter my mode. Okay.
That's fast. Okay.
Getting a feel for everything.
Yeah.
That 10-speed can't quite make up its mind.
You hear the stability control?
You do. Traction control works quite well. Yeah, it is fast. Wow.
I have an observation.
Okay.
The faster you go, the harder the vents blow.
I think it is air coming in through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now they're not blowing as hard.
Right.
Why is that? That's a weird thing.
I think it's natural airflow coming through.
Boxster,
A nice.
about to get rear-ended by an edge. Jeez.
Should also have its top down. It's a good day for it. Cool. It's good family fun.
It is good family fun. I like how when they give you this plaque, they use the headlights as screws.
Ah,
So
clever.
it looks like a Bronco, and they're able to screw it in there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, it does feel a little bit better put together, but I didn't really have an issue with why are these on?
I did that.
Oh, you did that. I didn't really have an issue with the build quality of the regular Bronco, though.
I did.
More so things rattling, I suppose.
Yeah, and I haven't noticed any rattling, although we have been listening to and that. That exhaust doesn't sound great at high RPMs. I can see how that'd get a little old, but it's meant to be more functional than anything, and I believe that it is functional. All right, speed bump test.
Oh, yes. Why are you slowing down?
I'm just not speeding.
Be able to hit this at like 100 miles per hour. I wouldn't even care. Yep.
Yeah, I think the Palisade XRT took it better.
So did the Toyota 400 TRD Pro.
Yeah, Ford, well, I don't know.
It's damped. How
We
would
are
you
in sport
describe it?
damping. Sorry,
We're in sport damping.
I should go back and do it in
Dang it.
off-road damping. Next time we come in here, we'll do it in off-road damping. I need to get by this truck. There's not much room. I better just.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just get by.
You might not make this corner. You might not make this corner either.
I might need to just.
7 days with the Ford Bronco Raptor, and Charlie and I are going to let you know what it's been like to live with this thing and embrace all of its extraness.
Yeah, we've been big fans of this thing. Were you disappointed that you didn't get a phone call last night that I was buried in muck?
No, I'm actually pleased that we went an entire week without burying this, getting it stuck, or really anything.
Yeah, you'd have to try really, really hard to get this thing stuck. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be possible, but I think even with the mud area that I got the Tacoma TRD Pro stuck in a few weeks ago, I think this would have just gone right out. Honestly, I'm really impressed with these BFG KO2s.
Yeah.
They're not only are they really, really capable in all sorts of different all-terrains, no pun intended, but they're not that loud on the highway. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
There's
I did
wind
notice
noise
that.
in this car, but the road noise is not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible, honestly. And if you want to see more highway stuff, I did a fuel economy test on this, and I was pretty surprised and pleased with how this thing. What is that?
That is a B of
Okay.
sorts.
I was surprised, and I was really happy with how this thing performed on the highway. So, honestly, overall, a pretty nice package.
You wouldn't think it's as livable as it is when you look at it, because it looks
Right.
absurd.
Yes, it does.
And you would think Ford would have just allowed there to be so many compromises, kind of like a Wrangler.
Right.
Like, you make so many compromises to live with the Wrangler. I remember when we had the 392, no.
4xe.
Well, both the 392 and more, yeah, first the 4xe, you were like, I would never own this.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jeep just allows so many bad things to be with the Wrangler because they're like, oh, people will buy it anyway.
Right.
Ford didn't do that with this.
Right. The Wrangler 392, in my opinion, is more fun to drive than this.
Yes.
But this is, bless you,
Thank
this is almost as fun, and it's livable.
Yes.
So from an ownership perspective, this makes a lot more sense. It's quite a lot bigger and wider, and more obtuse, but I think it looks better. It's easier to drive, it's quieter, and it's easier to live with overall. And if you want something that's totally mad and insane, then, you know, the Wrangler 392 is there. But this, if you want to have one car,
Yeah.
then as hilarious as that sounds, this would be the choice.
The only thing I will point out is Alyssa pointed this out in the live drive, and again, she's good with other perspectives. Because of the huge fender and the height, that's a very narrow opening. It's very difficult to get in and out of, you know.
Oh, that is, yeah.
And with a car seat, it would be kind of like, I mean, the Topher did it, but
This is the biggest fender ever fitted to a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Mm-hmm.
When you drive behind these, they look hilarious.
They really do.
I guess,
And-
I don't know how crazy that's going to look on camera, but seriously, driving behind these on the road, they look so silly.
Some people complain about the fenders. I haven't had an issue with them, and I think it's because gray and orange go well together.
Yeah.
But I can see how if you didn't have the decals, and if you had maybe like a blue or a green,
They would look kind of
it'd
awkward.
look a little
Yeah.
strange. Yeah. So
Okay,
let's hop
well,
behind the wheel.
Let's go around the block and just give you guys another little taste of this thing.
I actually have something I want to show you in this drive, so we can go
Oh.
do that, and then you can drive back.
Is it donuts?
No, it's not donuts.
It's not donuts.
Oh, look at the little American flag. I just noticed that first
Yeah.
time. Also,
American companies love to do that.
their Americanness.
Yeah. Also what?
Did you notice? Yes, you have the silly little Bronco decals on the fuel filler cap.
Yes.
But because it's the Bronco and it was discontinued multiple times, it's like 1969,
2020.
or 2019, and then 2022.
Yeah.
I think Ford doesn't have as much place to have that as Jeep does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Bronco was around until the 90s. They just didn't have any, I guess they didn't do any like off-road performance versions, because that's what
Right.
that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a solid 25 years where the Bronco didn't exist. So
It's kind of like Camaro versus Mustang. Like, Mustang can at least claim that it was in solid production since the 60s, whereas Camaro cannot.
yeah.
Yeah, this thing is so surprisingly livable. I didn't expect that. Steering wheel's a nice size. The 10-speed is not bad. It slurs a lot. It's almost like we have a CVT.
The
But-
10-speed is pretty dang smooth in this car. It's probably the smoothest 10-speed I've felt in any Ford vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I just like, I would wish for a little bit more drama. Not with a 10-speed, okay? If you're gonna put a 10-speed in it, it should be like this. But I wish that the gear changes were a little bit snappier. Yeah, see, it just
Yeah, that's
Like
not exactly
slush
like an
box.
exciting...
no. That's the
Sorry.
transmission is not exciting at
Right.
all. And for me, that's what makes this thing just kind of like dull if you're just driving it around on the street.
Yeah. I agree with both you and the Topher, who say how they would take the manual Bronco that we had
Oh, I
over
would.
this
yeah,
as just a
100%.
fun weekend toy. Someone on our live drive even said this seems like it'd be a really good alternative to a sports car for like a second vehicle weekend toy sort of thing. I was like, yes, you're not wrong,
Yeah.
but you should also consider the 7-speed, because that's a lot cheaper, a little bit more efficient, and honestly just more fun to screw around with daily driving.
Yep.
But this is an amazing off-roader. I just don't think most people are going to really exploit that unless you live by dunes
Right.
or out in the desert or something.
No, it's mainly going to be driven through drive-throughs and city centers.
And yeah, I was wondering if you'd take this through Starbucks, give it the old Starbucks.
No, I
curb test.
didn't. Where did I take it? I took it through downtown Ann Arbor.
That's good. It is pretty quick.
No, yeah, it is quick.
Yeah, you would look at the power figures and the weight and be like, but no, I'm satisfied with. And part of it is there's some drama when you put your foot down. It's very loud. You're high up. The wind starts whooshing.
It doesn't make the best sound, in my opinion.
I like it better than the 3.5, honestly.
Really?
I really do. It sounds a little more shrill. There's more of like a yowl in this motor.
Guess so.
A little more punky. I think this car takes itself less seriously than the F-150 Raptor, and I appreciate that. Well, actually now two things I want to show you. Have you experienced trail turn assist yet?
No, I haven't.
So Chris showed this to me, and it's pretty neat. Obviously, it makes more sense to do on a trail than it does in a gravel parking lot, but you'll get the idea. This button right here is trail turn assist.
Okay.
And what it does is when you need to make a really tight turn, something that typically would have to be a 3-point turn, it will lock the inside rear wheel so that you essentially turn on a pivot point. So I'm going to go over to this gravel lot to demonstrate because it might work on the asphalt, but I would feel bad doing it on the asphalt. Ooh, got a little ninja action over here. I think that's a ninja. That's the bike Keone has.
So it looks like a motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a white motorcycle, everyone.
Let's see what it is. Very interesting parking job on this part. Yep, that is pretty much Keone's bike, but just white. Keone's is black for obvious reasons. Is that cooler like that? The train you can go over in this and barely even feel it.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah. We've been over this area in other vehicles and it's like oh, but this car, I mean, it's just like it's no big thing.
It doesn't care.
Right, but so if we were to just try to make a tight turn right now, obviously, it's a decent turning radius for what this car is, but if you're on trail and you need to make a tight turn, sometimes you need more than that. So what you do is you turn on trail turn assist. Oh, you have to be in 4 high. All right. Well, let's go into off-road mode. Actually, let's go into Baja mode so we can show everyone the screen too.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very cool. You turn trail turn assist on, turn the wheel. It's having a little trouble right now on this train, but you feel how tight we're turning right now?
Yes. Because one of the wheels is locked up.
Yeah.
So you want me to show it from the outside?
Yeah, you might as well.
I don't know which wheel is locked up. Probably the inside wheel, right? Yeah. Check that out. So that inside wheel locks up, and you pivot on that inside wheel. Pretty cool.
It is cool. It's a simple sort of concept, but it works quite well. You should put your seatbelt on, Chris.
Okay, now it's on.
Yeah, I think the suspension is really the most impressive thing in this vehicle, and it's a shame because 98% of people who buy it will never experience it for what it's really capable of.
The Fox Live.
Are they live valves?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oddly enough, this screen will not come up in off-road mode. You have to be in either Baja or rock crawl.
Interesting.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be more useful in off-road than it would be in Baja, because Baja's supposed to be fast.
Right.
And why do you need this when you're going quick? Here's the second thing I wanted to show you. If we head on over here to Bronco Jail, you'll see there are Heritage Broncos sitting in here. And they look quite cool. You can tell by the grille. Where is it? Did they move them all right? No, right there. See the green one? See how different the front looks on the green one?
Heritage Bronco would have a white grille.
Would it?
Mm-hmm. That is a base or a big bend.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's got the black lettering.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heritage would have white?
Heritage would have a white grille. Yep. And I don't think you can get Heritage Broncos yet.
Oh. Alright, well we can switch now.
Okay.
I like the base grille though. It looks older.
Yeah.
Those are some slick shoes, Chris.
Thank you. What an appropriate spot to switch.
On the side of the road?
No, in front of Bronco Jail.
Oh,
Is the
yes.
heated steering wheel on?
Yes. I was cold.
Oh. You weren't trying to troll me.
No.
Why is this the way that it is?
What do you mean?
It's
Covered
like
in dust? Because Chris and I got this thing entirely covered in dust.
I'm jealous that I missed that.
Yeah, well, I had a good time racing a 230i Grand Coupe around.
I know.
235i Grand Coupe. I shouldn't sell it short. Ugh. Yes, that's good.
It's so smooth and just very serious car.
Yes. Serious, but also lighthearted at the same time. Oh, also, have you done an emergency brake yet?
No.
Oh, you have to.
Oh God.
You have to do it. It's comical. So straighten out and just full bury ABS.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
That's terrifying. I never want to do that again. That's horrible.
The whole thing feels like it's gonna end up. And then when you come to a full stop, it like rocks back and forth like a boat.
I love the sound that KO2s make when they're under stress. That's really funny. Wow, that's an aggressive shift map on
Baja is pretty aggressive.
I could flatten this Hyundai accent. What do you think?
You really could. You could drive up on top of it and then sort of push it like you were doing it from behind like a dog. Oh, this Fusion is coming in hot.
Yeah,
and then you could slam it into
get in front of the van though.
Yeah. Fusion S. It's a bass boy.
It is a bass boy. No, it's an SE, but the E came off. See it?
Yeah, I do now. It's an S.
It probably happened when the taillight got chipped as well.
Rough life for the Fusion. Yeah, I mean, I would buy this over the Raptor. I would not buy this over the 392. But that's not the fault of this or the 392s. It's just, they're just very different cars. You can tell they made the 392 it was very Stellantis of them.
Oh yeah.
To make the 392. I mean, its whole purpose. It's like a Challenger versus a Mustang. A Mustang's a very capable track machine. The Challenger's just there to be loud.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with the 392 versus this is a very, very capable off-road, high-speed, desert running, incredibly fast, impressive machine. And the 392 is loud.
Yes.
So that's why we'd have it.
Yeah, which is why we have the 392. But I don't know. There's also just like there's a more connected feel in the Wrangler 392.
Yeah, because it's just essentially a go-kart that's
true.
been lifted up, and you're driving a roll cage with some wheels.
And a V8.
And barely any muffler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an 8-speed instead of a 10-speed.
But let's be a little bit more fair and talk about, to wrap, why we would pick the manual over this. The manual was a more engaging experience, and it didn't feel quite as isolated. I mean, because the suspension's so good and all the technology's doing so much for you, this car doesn't need you. This car could do everything without you.
Right.
Also, is that clunking sound? Is that the exhaust? And Baja Motor, did we break something?
What clunk?
I don't know, there's been like a weird little popping noise, but it's probably the exhaust. Right?
Yeah, I think it's the exhaust.
Okay. Let me put a Superman sticker on a Sentra. It's pretty ambitious. I don't think Superman would drive a Sentra. Clark Kent might drive a Sentra.
Possibly.
Also, you don't have to believe in speed bumps when you drive a Bronco Raptor, which is nice. Or curbs.
Or curbs, yeah, or anything, or cars.
Yeah.
Just run over them. Or pedestrians, anything you want to run over.
Speed limits, dogs.
Usually you can, not dogs, no. Definitely value the lives of dogs more than anything. All right.
I think they did a good job with this thing. I really do.
Yeah? It's exactly what I expected it to be.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
This is exactly what I expected. So.
With that, back to the studio.
And with that, back to the studio. Drive on.
Are we gonna get out?
Do we need to?
It's your video.
I don't care.
I think we should get out. We should look at it one more time.
See it in all its glory.
Yeah. The viewers didn't really get to see the backside one last time because it was in the shade.
Oh, right.
There you go. Can you imagine if someone needed to change one of these rear wheels? I mean, it's got to be an 80 or 90 pound endeavor.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
They look incredibly heavy. I would just call a man to do it.
Daily Motor top tip, if you need to change the tire on your Bronco Raptor, call a man.
Yes. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for the Bronco Raptor. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see some more things on the Bronco Raptor, we have filmed a couple other videos on it. Those will be linked down in the description.
All that is to say, Raptor on.